Hey guys, time for another shop update. I know I just did one not too long ago, but it seems like there have been quite a few developments and ideas going on. Definitely a lot to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and make another one real quick, and we'll try to fit this into 10 minutes. Hopefully, get it done pretty quick here. But anyway, first things first, as you probably have seen in my other videos. I think I'll go ahead and load those first. I did clean up my shop quite a bit. Got it organized. Not completely where I'd like it for the long run. A little bit more organizing to do. I'd like to get some dedicated stations set up for things like sheath making, kind of the final finishing process, tempering, and just the various steps that I go through when making a knife. My thoughts are if I get a dedicated station set up, I can kind of keep things better organized, work a little faster and more efficiently, and maybe turn out a few more knives per session than I would be able to otherwise. So we're definitely working on that. First steps were kind of taken tonight. I did make a rack for my belts. We got 8 pegs on there. Nothing too complicated. I just drilled some holes and set some lengths of conduit in there. They're not even secured, just in there with gravity. Just to kind of organize my belts better. I'm also planning on putting an order in for some belts in the near future, so that'll help keep those all straightened out. Another thing I worked on tonight, I made some brackets to put my grinder accessories within easy reach, but not in my footpath where they normally are, so I'm not tripping over them or putting them elsewhere where they're going to be in the way. So as you can see, I got a hanger for my tool rest, my flat platen, and my small wheel. And I can interchange those as needed, put my contact wheel down there. And maybe even get a couple more attachments in the future and make some brackets for those. But right now, that's definitely headed in the right direction. I'm pleased with how that came out and how that's going to help me. Another big thing that I'm excited about, I did happen to get my first customer. Or rather, they kind of happened upon me. My friend Jeff from CJS Knives was kind enough to put one of my mini neck knife videos on his Facebook, where a guy happened to see it and was interested in getting a similar knife as was designed in that video. And so I'm working on that. Definitely making progress on that, but that kind of lit a fire under my butt to get a Maker's Mark designed. So that's yet another thing I wanted to talk about. This is what I came up with. It's going to be kind of a 2-part thing per knife. I definitely appreciate some feedback from you guys, from my new subscribers and anyone else who sees this video as to what they think. Kind of got some different sizes here I was playing with to specify to the stencil maker for my blades. And along with this logo, I'm going to go ahead and put my first initial and last name as well as the steel. And since I'm only working with 1095 right now, I'm going to request a stencil for this from my maker as well. And I was just experimenting with different font sizes, so I know what to ask for. But that's that. It's kind of funny. I did ask for some feedback on a Knife Network forum, as well as a couple other forums. All in all, I've probably asked about 24 non-knife makers about this, and it seems like the feedback's been pretty universal as far as people liking the logo and being able to understand what it is. There was maybe one guy who was a little confused, but was still pretty close to seeing what it was. I did change it just a little bit, so maybe it'd be a little bit easier based on that comment. But seems like when I asked the knife makers, they were pretty. I don't really know how to put it. They weren't super enthusiastic about it. Seems like a lot of them were confused and were trying to kind of dissuade me from using this, which kind of surprised me. I'm not offended by any means, and I definitely appreciate the criticisms and the critiques and the advice given. I don't want to come off like I don't appreciate it. I just thought it was kind of interesting. But based on their feedback, I did want to make my mark a little bit easier to track down for future customers. So I am going to include my initial and last name as previously stated. But definitely, if you're a newer subscriber or someone I haven't talked to yet, I would appreciate some feedback on the logo. I'll go ahead and tell you what it is now since you've already had your first impression of it. It is my first and last initial AR, which I think was pretty obvious, but based on some feedback, I'm not too sure anymore. Seems like the majority is getting it though, so I'm definitely going to use it. I like it. And we'll be incorporating that into some cards in the future, as well as a website, which is another thing I kind of wanted to talk about. Since I'm kind of getting some good feedback on my knives, I got one customer already, and maybe two other potentials who showed some interest if I were to maybe expand into some different types of knives and blades. I think I do want to get a website put up fairly soon. I have a buddy of mine who's real good at that stuff and has agreed to help me design that. So hopefully within the next few weeks, we'll kind of get a foundation laid for that. It's not the highest priority right now, but I definitely do want to do that in the future. Aside from that, I'm kind of just toying with other ideas. Things that I eventually want to sell. I would like to get maybe 15 or 20 knives together, maybe 3 or 4 models that I've designed, and eventually, within the near future, run a table at a knife and gun show and see how they do, maybe do a little bit of networking there. That's kind of been my motivation for the last couple weeks, but we'll just have to see how time allows for me to get that many completed. Probably won't be for at least 2 or 3 months, if that. But that's definitely in the works. I'd like to get some more tools made to sell, such as my center scribe. I think I'm going to go with a different design, slightly different, maybe a little bit better, but still, hopefully I can offer something a little cheaper than the professionally made ones that you get at the knife suppliers and from other makers, but one that works just as well. So that's definitely on the back burner. Maybe making a couple etching machines and a couple other tools to start selling. I definitely like to offer those on my website in the future. I also have some ideas for some videos I want to start putting together. One involves this kukri machete. I think I'm going to show how to sharpen that, or at least how I will. I think that's something maybe not everyone knows how to do. So, plan on getting a video on putting the edge back on that, as it's pretty beat up now. That's a cold steel kukri machete for those curious. It costs about $20. It's their cheap one, but very nice knife, very good for the money. I've definitely gotten more than my money's worth out of it in use. Still working on editing my video series. I haven't done much with that yet for my first knife. That's definitely in the works. I want to do a few knife reviews coming up, maybe even some tool reviews, EDC videos, things like that. That's stuff I'm interested in and would like to share with you guys. But other than that, that's pretty much all that's going on for now. I'm kind of running out of time, so I'm going to cut this video off. I got kind of a 10-minute limit on videos I can make on this iPhone. But lots going on, a lot of ideas, a lot of things I'm trying to do. So definitely stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I would appreciate all the feedback I can get on my logo idea and just any other suggestions or comments you guys want to make. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.